What was your reaction when they started calling you Big Game Bob a few years ago? All those big wins you had, what was your reaction?
I didn't have one.
You didn't have one?
That's my name. You ever hear me call myself that? So you guys make up all kind of things. So
The running game, Bob,
I find it funny though that, you know, some big games are big games, and then after the fact they're not big games. You know, we play Missouri for the Big 12 championship when they're #1 in the country, and we win 61-21, but that wasn't a big game all of a sudden, right? And then that, you know, then you lose a game, and that was a big one. Now you don't win one. So it's funny how it changes from time to time. Or it's pretty good when you, after 7 or 8 Big 12 championship games, Big 12 championship game, they became not very big, you know, when you win 7 of them. So it just kind of, you know, it kind of fits the picture sometimes, and then it doesn't, depending on how you want to write your story.
Their run game, is it a power run game, or do they ever get under center or anything like that?
Yeah, they get under center a lot. So they'll get in your traditional strong sets, eye sets, and get that back, you know, 8 yards behind the quarterback, and
So they play
absolutely. So they'll run the football and get in a lot of those, you know, strong running sets, you know, and then they'll run and play action. And
when guys like Jeremy Calhoun or Jonathan Moe come and say they want to transfer, what do you say to them?
Well, I just hope, you know, I want to, you know, I understand it sometimes. I guess I'm sometimes wonder the timing of it, in that, you know, there's a long season here. You know, your opportunities may come more, you know, sooner than you think. But if you're not willing to stick it out and wait for those opportunities, it's unfortunate. Just because if you're not going to play somewhere right now, you might as well, you know, wait to the end of the year. But sometimes they want to, sometimes they don't. But I understand at a certain point, you know, if some younger guys are playing in front of you, that you want your opportunities. You want, or at least, hey, I've got one more year to do it. I want to play, regardless of where it is. So, you know, I just, you know, you feel bad, but you can understand it to some degree, and again, I just always hope the timing's right, you know, for them to advantage them.
Does that impact whether Brandon Williams plays or not, with those 2 guys leaving? Is he?
Well, we are giving Brandon opportunities in practice, preparing him to play. So we're preparing him to play, and always have been.
Talk about Greg Reed. This is your first chance against a big-time return guy. Demarius Johnson didn't play last against Tulsa the other week, but Greg Reed is return ability.
Yeah, he's fabulous. You know, a guy with great speed and ability to make people miss him, and you know, and a year ago I thought we did a good job, and our guys were really keyed in to be down, and you know, we want to hang the ball and hopefully, you know, give our coverage time. So all of that has to all work together. But it's a big challenge. He's a great return man.
Do you feel you know how your coverage units are? I mean, compared to last year, because you've had some problems.
No, well, I mean, one game it was great, but I can't give you more than that. You know, you know that we've only had one game, so it was really good against Tulsa, but got to be this week.
Do you give scholarships during the season like a Dominic Whether, or is that something that only happens after the season?
After
only.
Mm-hmm. Bob, you had 6 tailbacks 2 weeks ago. Now you're down to 4. Is depth starting to be a concern there, or are you okay at 4?
Well, we have 4 plus Trey Millard. You know, he's as good. You know, he's good running it too. So 5's probably, you know, what most people have, 5 or 6. So we'll manage it.
Bob, are these non-conference games funny in the scheduling because you don't know when you schedule them what they're going to be like, what you're going to be like 4 or 5 years out, and how this one's kind of shaped up?
Well, I think it's fair to say the ones that we've had, you expect to be great teams, right? I mean, look at through the years. We've had Alabama, we've had Oregon, we've had UCLA. Who am I missing here? We've Washington. We've been you know, Miami, Florida State. So they're all great programs that traditionally have had strong teams. So when you schedule them, you know that. You expect them to be a top 5, 10 team. You know, and sometimes they are, sometimes they're not. And that's just, But when you schedule them, you're expecting that.
Do you feel like that grabs the kids' eyes when they see
Sure it does.
those names every year?
Absolutely, it does. You know, the players are very aware of, you know, how well other teams are doing.
Bob, are there any phases of the game that you think are more important right now as you kind of look at this thing, as we would call them, keys to the game?
Well, you know, it's not to be boring, but it's always obvious, you know, with the big returners they have. Special teams will be a big, you know, will be a major issue. And us in our special teams, you know, last week Tress punted the ball. I told you there was, what, 4 of them inside the 15, you know, 2 inside the 10. No, that kind of thing is always big. Our cover units were good. You know, field goals, again, have to be good. And then, you know, offensively, having balance. It is a big deal, and taking care of the ball, and defensively kind of trying to take away balance, you know, being great against the run, trying to get pressure and force them into, you know, hopefully into some passing situation, try and get pressure, you know, try and get them out of rhythm and try and force turnovers. But you'll ask me that next week and I give you the same answer. You know, you've been asking me for 13 years and it's pretty much, but you gotta admit it's about right. I mean, that's how we try and do it.
Who's your kicker going to be?
It'll be on what?
On placement, field goals?
Field goals, Jimmy, it'll be, you know, on the shorter ones. I'm really, you know, Michael Honeycutt's really done well, the intermediate and longer ones. Yesterday he made all of them. A young guy, too, that's really showed up when school started, Eric Hosick, is a young guy, freshman, that's really hitting the ball great. So I'm bringing them with us and keep kicking them in practice. And we, you know, each of our team segments with the offense before they make a break after a certain segment, we kick one, you know, kick a couple before, you know, so they run out just like a game and hit it. And so those guys have been doing well. So we'll see how it keeps progressing. Kickoffs will be Patrick.
Is Hosick making the trip with you also?
Yeah.
So you're taking 5 kickers on the trip?
Well, I don't know, add them up. I'm not sure. Taking 1 punter and 3 kickers.
Well, Stevens, Honeycutt, Patty, and Hosick.
Yeah, there you go.
So you would play this, you would kick this freshman who's never kicked down there?
Yeah.
In what situations?
I don't know, just if the other guys aren't doing well.
Is he a longer field goal kicker?
He's good middle to longer. He's got, you know, he's got range like Michael Honeycutt does.
Do you yearn for the day you'll kick the same guy from 25 yards that you will from 45 yards or longer?
You know,
Would that be nice?
Sure, but you know, hey, these guys are doing. They're all good kids that are working hard at it. So and again, you know, they'll do well, and so.
Bob, how comfortable are you?
Heck, I watched some NFL guys miss 45 and 48 yarders yesterday. So